All right, welcome to a DoorDash Super Bowl Sunday ride along. It is Super Bowl Sunday. It is 5 o'clock here in Florida. And I just took my first order, which was a Chili's 6 mile $9.75 order. And my items screen said one item. I didn't see that one item was a combo, partially my fault, but I walked in, they had a bunch of to-go orders up on the rack. And so I found mine and took mine. And when I got to the customer's house, she asked where her drink was. And I said there wasn't a drink on there. And then I looked and I said, oh, it does say a combo, but it did say one item. However, they had all the to-go orders out there and there wasn't a drink. So I advised her to call DoorDash and they would resend out her drink and her dessert, which they forgot also, or they would refund her. So anyway, that was not a great way to start off my Super Bowl Sunday, but I think she was okay once I told her, how to handle it. Anyway, got back in the car. A few minutes later, got a $9.25 Bonefish Grill. Let's see how many items that was again. It is 4 items at Bonefish Grill. And I kind of expect this one to have a hidden tip because, well, it's Bonefish Grill. So, certainly, I bet it does. And Bonefish Grill. Gonna make a little Yui here. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Super Bowl Sunday goes and how busy we are. And if we get any fantastic orders, if we're delivering pizza and wings all night. So yeah, anyway, we will see how this goes. Pulling into Bonefish Grill here, and I can't remember how many miles it told me this was. I want to say 4 or 5 miles maybe. Anyway, I'm going to pull in here. See, this phone is never going to work like this either. I'm going to have to figure out something with this if we're going to continue to record like this. I'm going to run in here and pick up this order, and then I'll be right back with you. So really quickly, I want to tell you a quick story. I have like 3 minutes to pick this up. But anyway, the other day I went on my ratings on DoorDash because I can't remember what I was looking for, but I wanted to check something. I don't go on there very often, to be honest. I think it was I was listening to someone talk about acceptance rates. And so I went on there just to see what mine was. It's usually between 25 and 30% tops. And I saw that I had 2 contract violations, and I about cried. Because I know that I didn't do anything that caused a contract violation. I'm very careful. Usually I don't even look at the times on DoorDash as far as when I'm supposed to be there, because I know as soon as I get the order, I go straight to the place and I get it and I go straight to the customer. So I know that I'm okay. I mean, if there's something holding me up, then I would check it. And I'm obviously checking it every time now. But my 2 violations were a day apart. So I don't know what happened, but I looked and one said I was 11 minutes late to the store and the other one said I was 11 minutes late to the customer. And I know 100% that there's no way that happened. No way. Even when I multi-app, if I have DoorDash and Uber and I have an order for each, that's when I always check the DoorDash time, and I will drop that DoorDash order first. I always make sure I stay within the DoorDash time frame because the other ones don't have a time frame for me to watch. So although I know they have to be there in a timely manner and I make sure that, everything's on the route and all that, I absolutely watch my DoorDash times. So how it would happen 2 days in a row, there's no way. So I am watching it very cautiously now, and I did answer back to both of those to support or security or whoever gets those things. So we'll see what happens.
Order from Smoothie King has been declined.
I hope I don't get deactivated. All right, so I told you that I thought that one was going to have a hidden tip, and guess what? It did. That $9.25 turned into $10.50. Now I've got an oak and stone, and it is, I always forget the miles, but I think it's 4 again. It's 5 items and it says $8.25. I'm gonna guess hidden tip again because Oakenstone is a pretty good place too. So I will be back and let you know how this one goes. Going in to pick it up. Okay, so I got super busy and so I'm a little behind. So let's back up and catch up. So that $8.25 from Oakenstone that I thought was gonna have a hidden tip, as soon as I pulled into the neighborhood, I knew I was wrong and it was not going to have a hidden tip. And I don't mean anything bad by this, but I could just tell the specific neighborhood that it was in that it was probably just not going to have a hidden tip. And it didn't. So regardless, I was wrong and then I was right, but whatever. After that, I had a Pizza Hut, and it was kind of funny because it was just a little tiny store where no seating. You walk in, there's just a little lobby there, and they're handing out the food. When I got there, there were 3 people outside, and the entire lobby was full of people standing there trying to either pick up their food or order and pick up their food. So there was one guy back there trying to run the whole show. There was 4 guys in the kitchen cooking the pizzas, trying to get them out, and 1 guy in the front doing the cash register and trying to get the pizzas that were already made out to people. You could tell he was very flustered. He was doing the best he could. He really was. I mean, the guy deserves some accolades. You know what I mean? And he even said to everybody, "Thank you for being so patient with me." And we're like, "Hey, it's not your fault. You know, you're working hard and everything," which I was so happy to see everybody else be nice to the guy as well. I mean, I always am because, you know, I'm a delivery driver. I'm in there all the time in the different restaurants and I know what the shortages are and I'm not going to be hateful to somebody. But anyway, so it was kind of funny though because there's this crowd of people and they're all trying to kind of figure out like the best way to get through this crowd, and he's a little flustered about it. And I said, instead of like everybody giving you their name and then you're searching through all those pizzas for them, I said, why don't you just pull them out of there and call the name and then whoever's pizza it is can come up. I said, that would be much easier than, and he's like, that's a great idea. And so that's what he started doing, and then it went much quicker and everybody was happy and it went much faster. And he's like, thanks a lot, that was a great idea. So it was just kind of funny. I'm like, that's why I run the world. Anyway, so that was kind of a fun order. So I did that Pizza Hut one. That was $12, and that was Uber Eats. And then I had a $14.50, which was a Winn-Dixie shop and pay for DoorDash, and it was 8 items, but I had to call the customer twice because 3 of the things he wanted they didn't have, and we had to make replacements. One of them was cream cheese. Oh Lord. And if you shop at all, you know there's been a huge cream cheese shortage since like what, September at least. This guy had no clue that there had even been a cream cheese shortage. So anyway, they had a tub of chive and onion left, and they had the Kite Hill plant-based cream cheese left that was plain, and he was making a recipe with it. So I suggested that's what I would go with because it's cream cheese just with almond milk instead of regular milk. So that was my suggestion. I'm like, if it sucks, don't be mad at me, but that's just what I would do. Didn't really have much of a choice. If it had been on my own shopping app on Savvy Shopper instead of DoorDash, I could have gone to another store and found him the cream cheese. But people don't know. Gotta get the word out. Gotta get the word out. Okay, so what's next? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be a surprise. I guess we'll see. So I'll be back. So I got a Little Caesars 3 pizza. It was $7.75. It was only going about 2 miles. And as I was planning to pick that up, I got an Uber Eats $11 one for a place down the street. And I was going to drop off that pizza, and then I was going to go and grab this Uber Eats because I had plenty of time and it was all close enough that I could do that. Well, so I go into Little Caesars, and his pizzas were not going to be ready for 5 minutes. So I'm like, what should I do? Should I drop this and take the Uber Eats order? Should I drop the Uber Eats and wait on this one? Wasn't sure what to do. Well, then Uber Eats beeped in again and added another $6 on for another order from the same restaurant going to, it's either the same address or it's in the same apartment complex. I'm not sure. But it said plus 0 miles. So I'm assuming it's right there. So I went ahead and reassigned the DoorDash order instead of waiting for that. And I grabbed this Uber Eats order. So this should be about $17 total with the 2 orders. So we will see. But I think that was definitely the wise decision. And also, on my last video, I told you that I had been on the Grubhub wait list for a year. So, after I made that video, which was a week ago, because I made that last weekend. After I made that, I got a message from Grubhub that said they were now hiring drivers again in my area. So I immediately jumped on, got everything done, and filled out everything I could fill out. And then I sent the background check in, and it says 3 to 5 days. You know, it usually takes 3 to 5 days to get your background check back. Guess how fast I got my background check back? 5 minutes. What could they possibly find out about me in 5 minutes? I'm going to tell you what they found out about me. Big nothing. Well, there's nothing to find out anyway. Although I did get a speeding ticket like a month and a half ago, which, thank God, was not on my motor vehicle report, because I know that Pedro got turned down for Grubhub, and I think that was why. Because he just had a speeding ticket that was like 5 years ago or some crazy thing. And I'm like, wow, you guys lost somebody that would have been a great driver for you. That was really a stupid decision on your part. But what do they know, right? So anyway, I was very glad to get on Grubhub and made that ticket not come up to bite me in the ass. Have you guys gotten tickets while you've been doing this gig work? And if you have, has it come back on you, or have you been able to get by without getting in any trouble for it? Did you take a defensive driving class to get it off your record, or whatever they call it? Not really off your record, but here in Florida you get points, so you just don't get the points assessed if you do the driving thing. So I was thinking about doing that little driving class. I did pay the ticket though, but I don't think that matters. You have to pay it anyway, even if you do the class. But anyway, I'm on Grubhub now, and so I'm very excited about that, because now I have all 3 of the big delivery people. And I'm looking around the parking lot trying to find a place to park. You know, it's been a really rough couple of days, and being out tonight and just staying busy is helping me. It's elevating my mood a little bit, getting me just thinking about some other things other than the traumatic, sad things that are going on in my life right now, which are pretty major, to be honest. But sometimes when shit like that happens and you really don't have much of a choice, you just have to throw yourself into your work and kind of forget about the bad things for a while and just push forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing forward. I gotta go pick up these orders. See ya. Okay, so to wrap up Super Bowl Sunday, I was out pretty late. Actually, let's see, what time did I finish? I finished at 3:15 a.m. So I didn't get back on because I was doing a lot of deliveries and everything. But I wanted to wrap this up and tell you exactly what I made and how many deliveries I did do. That day, actually, in the morning, well, it's about noon, I actually took my first order at the Metro Diner. You may not have one of those in your town. You may not know what that is. But anyway, I just picked up an $8 order there and dropped that off. And I was actually on my way to the hospital to pick my son up because he had been in the hospital for 5 days. So I just did a quick Uber on my way. So then after I got him home, got him settled, and he was all good, and there was somebody there with him and everything, I went back out. I started about 4:20 or 5:20, something like that. So DoorDash, I ended up doing, let's see. Well, I had 14 deliveries all together. So DoorDash, I had the Chili's, which ended up being $9.75. I had a Bonefish Grill for $10.50, Oak and Stone, $8.25, and then I had a Winn-Dixie Shop and Pay, and that was $14.50, which that was a good order. And let's see, Uber Eats, I had a Pizza Hut, which I talked to you about already, and that was $11.99, and then I had an Applebee's, that was $16.53, and that was 2 deliveries. I think that was Applebee's. And then later on, I had 2 McDonald's. One was $6.89 and one was $12.93. And also later on at night from DoorDash, I had Food and Beer, strange name for a restaurant, but whatever. That was $8.75. Papa John's for $11.75. And McDonald's for $8.25. And a 7-Eleven for $8.75. So I rattled all those numbers off. Anybody know what that is? Quick. No. My total ended up being $136.84. I had 14 deliveries. My total active time was 5 hours and 17 minutes. But of course, I was actually out there for like 8.5 hours. Because let's see, I think I logged off about 8, and then sometimes I take a little break and I do some book work, or I work on other things that I need to work on, because this isn't my only deal. So then I logged back in about 10:15 and went until about 3:15. So yeah, it was about 8.5 hours, not including the one I did in the morning. Anyway, so if you break that down to just my active hours, which was 5 hours and 17 minutes, I made approximately $25.67 an hour. So anyway, $136.84. I was pretty happy with that. I thought that was a good deal, but I know a lot of you all don't like to do food delivery after midnight, and actually even after dark, from what I hear a lot of people say. But gosh, in the winter it gets dark so early. I don't know, I can't not do it at night. But I've always been a night person, really, so I don't know. I would rather sleep till noon and get up and work noon till 5 in the morning, honestly. I feel better at night. I have more energy at night. There's less traffic. There's a lot of different reasons, actually, and I'm going to talk about that actually in another video, about why I do prefer to dash or Uber at night. So anyway, that was my deal, all on Uber Eats and DoorDash. So let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Uber Eats. So that would be 8, right? 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Oh, and you know what else was funny too? That Winn-Dixie that I did, and I told you about the cream cheese and the whole thing. Anyway, later on when I had a late night run for McDonald's, I think that might have been the DoorDash one. I can't remember if that was DoorDash or Uber Eats, but it was probably DoorDash. But the McDonald's order was the same guy that I did the Winn-Dixie order for. So I was at his house twice out of 14 orders. So that was kind of funny. Anyway, all right. Well, that was it. That was my Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't think it was terrible, obviously. I didn't think it was quite as good as I thought it was going to be. That was my first Super Bowl Sunday doing food delivery. So yeah, that's it. That was my Super Bowl Sunday. All right, I've got another video coming up real shortly for you about Instacart, because there are some things that I think that we need to talk about. I haven't been doing any Instacart for a couple weeks, and I started to hit that again. So anyway, some things have changed, and let's talk about it. All right, thanks for joining in. Please hit subscribe and like, and I will see you again real soon. Thanks. Bye. Savvy Shopper.